Turnip bouncers are now a thing in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Just Cause 4 is going to be free on the Epic Games Store for a little bit, and more. I'm Andrew Dornan, and this is my show, What's New? So, we are getting closer and closer to the, proposed season finale of Andrew Dornan's What's New. I've been having a lot of fun making this show. It does take quite a bit amount of time. There's no way I can mass produce these, so it's like one of those things where it's like every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning I sit down, and this is like the first thing I work on. So it's been kind of nice. It's been the only way I've been keeping track of what days are which. That being said, sometimes I still think Saturday nights are Friday nights, and so I go downstairs to watch Hogan's Heroes on Memorable Entertainment Television, and I'll turn it over to that, and I'll see what is it called, Super Sci-Fi Saturday, where they have Star Trek, they have old sci-fi movies, and also like I think Lost in Space, that old show, and I think sometimes the old Battlestar Galactica. And so like I'll turn it over. If I'm the only one in the living room, I'll turn it over to MeTV and I'll see one of those, and I'm like, what? And I'll stop and think about it. I'm like, oh, it's Saturday, and I will admit that I've done this every single Saturday for at least the past month. And I bring this up because I did that again this past Saturday. Good Lord. But in my defense, that Saturday did not feel like a Saturday. It had big Sunday energy, as I was quoted as saying. But yeah, so the days of the week have been kind of blurred. But when the season finale, which I think is episode 33, rolls around, I will be taking a short break just to kind of like assess the show, try to see, the progress that was made in, like, if there was, I hit my microphone. That is one thing that will never change. I will always hit my microphone. You cannot stop that. That is a constant, like death and taxes. But I will be reevaluating the show after episode 33, seeing the different like setups that I've done with the camera angle and the different locations that I've filmed in, the quality of the news reporting, and then I'll also be asking some people that I know if they did see the show, what did they think, what would they like to see changed, what would they like to see added, that sort of thing. So with that out of the way, let's jump into the news. Our first news story of today is that Just Cause 4 is going to be free on the Epic Games Store this week, specifically from the 16th to the 23rd of April, so you have 3 more days as of filming today's show to get the games that are currently free. And those games are Close to the Sun and Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment. Those are the games that are currently free. You have 3 days to pick those up. And then on the 16th, Just Cause 4 will be free, along with some other game that I can't remember at the moment. But Just Cause 4 being free is, I would say, definitely a really good deal. Because one, it's Just Cause game. If you know anything about them, you know they're all about causing mayhem and destruction. It's kind of like if, what is it called? Red Faction. Yeah, Red Faction Guerrilla was set on a tropical island on Earth. And for those of you who don't know, Red Faction Guerrilla is a game where you play as part of like a freedom fighter group on Mars, and it has a lot of fun destruction mechanics. So Just Cause is like that, except tropical island in the United States, and you're one dude with a grappling hook and a whole different kinds of gear, and it's a lot of fun. So I definitely recommend that you guys pick that up on the 16th. And so yeah, that was the whole story. Was just that and to try to sell you on the idea of getting a really good game for free. All you have to do is install the Epic Games Store onto your computer. All right, second news story of today is that Fallout 76 Wastelanders update is probably going to force some players to move their camps. So, in case you don't know, the Fallout 76 is, I hit my microphone again. Fallout 76 is not that, but it is the latest Fallout game. It's, I don't want to say it's an MMO per se, but there are like public servers, and I don't know, because there's only like so many people that can be on the map at a time. So it's kind of, it's an online, it's a multiplayer game that you can play solo, but it's not MMO, I don't think. I'm trying to explain it in words that I personally understand, and I have run out of terms. So it's a Fallout game that you can play with friends is the best way I can describe that. And with like the whole news surrounding this, there's a big ol' update coming out called the Wastelanders update, which is adding in NPCs, new companions that are controlled by the game, and an additional main quest line, which is pretty cool. But there's some changes happening to some of the existing systems, specifically the camp system. And the biggest change is that there are going to be new no camp zones. And the reason why there are new no camp zones is because these new zones that are being removed are for places where NPCs are going to be, specifically like new dwellings are going to be added into the game, and with that we'll have appropriate NPCs for that location, and so you cannot build a camp there anymore. So that's something that you're gonna have to like. Bethesda released a map that you can check where you look at. Okay, so where where is my camp and where's the new place going to be, and then you have until I believe tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's the 14th. So tomorrow, April 14th, is when the update comes out. So you have from whenever they announced the new zone changes. You haven't from then or had then time to move your camp. I had coffee this morning. My brain is wired weird. But yeah, so you have 24 hours, give or take. Um, so yeah. Oh, also those who have logged into Fallout 76 anytime between launch and tomorrow will get the free veteran outfit, which is it's pretty cool. It'll be added to your account, and then you just got it, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that story. Our third story of today, which was originally going to be about a Mortal Kombat movie night on Twitter, but then I realized that that was Friday, which meant that I missed that movie night. And I was like, ah, man, I can't believe I missed it. But whatever. I did find a much better story, though, in that turnip bouncers are now a thing in the new Animal Crossing game. So, for those of you who don't play Animal Crossing, turnips are the equivalent to stocks from Wall Street. This market is called the stock market. A. Prices fluctuate wildly throughout the day and throughout the week. Some players have bought their turnips for like 10 or 20 bells a piece, which is the in-game currency, and then we'll turn around like either later that day or later that week and make upwards of like several million bells, which is really cool. But with this means a new sense of community where people are opening up their islands for people to buy and sell stocks. Um, so this has just been like a new courtesy thing where I have specifically written here the courtesy is for players with high sell prices or low buy prices to open their islands to the world. Visitors are encouraged to leave tips in the form of money, items, or other goods. And by money, I should specify again, it's the in-game money, the bells. So they are encouraged to leave these items, but some visitors have been rather unsavory guests. Not only have they just come in and bought or sold their turnips at these islands without leaving any sort of tip, they've also been going around and stealing items and resources from these islands, which is just completely horrible. But now there are people filling the role of bouncers, and in the Polygon article that I linked as my source, there is a specific interview of the person who kind of popularized the idea of having bouncers. And this person, their system used two bouncers. One would block access to the shop to force the visitor to honor their trade agreement, while the second bouncer picked up the tips that were left after the not only after the trade, but also after the person sold or bought turnips at that island. And honestly, it's really cool. I don't like. I always indirectly encourage you to check out the articles I've linked in the show notes. But this one, I'm heavily encouraging you to check out this article. It's down in the show notes as story number 3. It's just, honestly, it's a good time, and the Animal Crossing community has made me smile once again. All right, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Boy, howdy. Jeez, I thought that the coffee was going to wake me up, and it just crosswired me. So that's wonderful. Let's see what's all happening. Well, it's April is halfway over, which means I need to get started on working on the next issue of Gaming and Creating. If you want to know more about gaming creating, if you go to my website under written content, there is a section that says Gaming and Creating, takes you there. You can get a sample of Volume 2, as well as have a form to sign up for Gaming and Creating. On top of that, there's also in the show notes specifically, you'll have a link to the main show page to figure out what the heck the show is. And then also, if you enjoy my content, want to see it improve in various ways, and you want to know how to support that growth, I'll have a link to the support the content page in the show notes below. I can feel myself getting very tired, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you Wednesday for another episode of Andrew Dornan's What's New. Bye-bye.
So wake up, Mr. Freeman. Wake up and smell the ashes.